just going to show you how to on replacing a shell and a power supply in an old PlayStation. Most of you guys may already know how to do this, but just in case you don't, I'm going to do a quick video on how to do it. This is on the shell I have to replace it with is a 1000 series, and this is a 1000 series console. It's got the jacks in the back there. And to be able to tell what console you have, all PlayStation consoles have an SCPH number, all these old PS1s. It's going to be up in this top right corner. And since this is a 1001, so this is a 1000 series or an audiophile series, so this one will work with the shell I have and power supply. So to take it apart, this is like I said, this is a junk one. This would be a great fix for if your shells, you have a good running PlayStation, but your shell's all yellow and these do yellow out and they just get old. So they're already over 20 years old. So, but to first start, so make sure everything's unplugged. You don't make sure there's no power to it at all. So there's enough power in there to give you a pretty good zap. So you can definitely hurt yourself. So make sure everything's unplugged and powered off. So first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take out all of these 5 screws. On the back, there are these little black screws. Since this is a 1000 series, it's not going to have the 6th screw up top here. All the other series do. Let's see if I have one of these. This is a 9000 series. You see it has this one extra screw hole up here. But since this is a 1000 series, it's not going to have this extra screw. So there's only going to be 5. I already took this apart, so got one more to put on here. But yeah, I already took these screws out, so just to hurry it up. But so you take that out, make sure you don't lose them. You put them back when you're done. So you take this and flip this back over. And then your top of your shell should just come right off. Lift it up slowly. And then you're gonna have your little back tab. This is for the 1000 series. I think up to the 7000, 75,000 had this this little plate for the IO port or the parallel IO port. So don't lose that either. These are getting really hard to find. So take good care of it. Then take your old shell and you put it away. And then for the power supply here, there's this is your gonna be power cable. Again, on the 1000 series, it's a pretty short little cable. I believe I have a couple of these, like just an example for the 9000 series. They're all a little bit different, but they're pretty similar. This one I think runs up around here. Different shell. The 7000 series has a little bit different location as well, but they're all generally the same idea. So you're gonna take on the power supply, you don't want to pull on the cables or anything. You just want to try to grab near the base of the white connector, and you're just gonna rock it back and forth. You should feel it release. You don't want to pull too hard. You don't want to rip it and break the power supply, but yeah, but you should feel it release just like that. And then there's going to be 2 screws up top here. This one I have here, this 1000 series is junk, but a lot of these are all stripped out and they're all damaged. But technically, you're going to have 2 up here. I just threw this together for the video. So you're going to take your 2 screws out up here. And they put those away, make sure you don't lose them. But also those 2 screws are the same for all these older series PlayStations. There's always just 2 screws for the power supply. So you're gonna take your old power supply out. There you go. And then in the kit, I saw there's a new power supply with an LED in it. So give your PlayStation a little bit cooler look. So you're gonna take your new power supply, and there's a little ting right here, a little tab. So you wanna slide it in there. And just rock it on. There's going to be a little alignment pin. You should be able to see it. It's kind of hard to tell. It looks like on the 1000 there's 2 of them. Let's see if I can show them on there. There's one pin there, and then there's going to be one. This one's already broken off, but there's going to be one right here. And so if a power supply is not fitting right, don't force it down, and try not to bust any of the tabs off. But just be careful. Like, these are over 20 years old, so they're pretty brittle and they're just old and tired. But so that should be in there, and then you're gonna take your new screw, obviously your old yellow zinc screws, and you can put your power supply back in. Well, I guess this is your new power supply with the LED. All right, and then you should be good to go. All you have to do now is just reconnect it. So you just line it back up. There we go, and that should be good to go. So this power supply will only work with the 1000 series. The other series have the 1000 series is the only oddball. All the other ones have this smaller pin count. There's only 5 pins on here. This one's got about 7 pins, but this is on I think this is off of a 7000 or 9000 series, but those are all the same. They're all interchangeable. The 1000 series is the only oddball one. They went through a couple variations, but the 1000 series always has this with the 7-pin power supply. So then you're gonna take your new shell. This is the one I'm selling currently. So you take this one, I'm going to drop it right on top. Just so make sure it all lines up. I mean, it will definitely fall flat. Don't force or anything. Like I said, this one's kind of, like I said, this bottom shell, or this bottom piece is old, and it's just a parts one, but yours should fit in nicely and everything like that. This one's, I didn't screw this one in at all. This one's all just kind of just resting in there. So when it's all in there, you got your new shell on, you're going to flip it back over. And you put your new 5 screws back in. I'm just gonna put the one in. It's just so I don't take up all the time. But if you're for yours, it's gonna put all yours in. And I guess this is a good time too, as long as you're changing out the shell. It's a good time to clean out the PlayStation as well. You get some compressed air, blow it all out, maybe even rebuild your lens assembly. This one's missing its spindle, but it's a good time to just clean it up as well and keep your console looking nice. But yeah, this one's a metallic black one with a green acrylic and some acrylic lenses in there. And then you should be good to go. So you can take your little power supply, make sure everything works. Now that everything's screwed in, you can plug it back in. Hit your power button, and there we go. And everything looks good. Yeah, but thanks for watching. Hope it helps. I mean, like I said, most of you might already know this, but yeah, just in case you didn't, that's how it's done.